to live stream the meeting. So we'll be live in I think 30 seconds or something like that. Setting up your meeting.
Jezus, spannend dit zeg.
Yeah, it's really weird. But here we are. Oh yeah, and I'm watching this meeting via my earphones as well. So I'll share it on Facebook now, and I'll share it on Twitter, and I'll share it in the WhatsApp group with all the other trustees watching. Let's see.
Technologie staat voor niks, hè? Prachtig.
It's unbelievable. I'm doing all of this by myself. Oh yeah, I made a mistake already, of course. Oh no, it works. So we're live now. I have no clue whether or not people will be watching this, but maybe afterwards. We're really happy that we're here with all the people pitching tonight. My name is Wilbert van der Kamp, and I started Awesome Groningen because I thought Groningen was pretty awesome already, but it could be even more awesome. So we've asked a lot of people to submit their ideas for making Groningen more awesome for 1,000 euros. And we're really happy that 4 people are pitching their ideas tonight. So we'll see what happens. How does this work? We have 20 trustees putting 50 euros in a bank account every month. And every month we can make one idea for 1,000 euros happen. So it's that easy. And every month we have a pitch night, or almost every month, and we have people pitching. After hearing these pitches, which are maximum 5 minutes, so I'll put an alarm as well, there'll be some questions from the trustees. So in this case, that's Mark Wiers, a creative, a poet and a painter from Groningen, Arnoud, a creative from Groningen, working on a lot of beautiful projects here in the city, and Madeleine, our youngest trustee here at Awesome Groningen, who also has a big heart for Groningen. And they'll ask some questions to the people pitching their ideas. After that, we'll have a short break of about 10 minutes, and they'll be able to deliberate with the other trustees from Awesome Groningen. And after that, we'll know who the winner of this evening is. So that's pretty easy, actually. The pitches we'll hear tonight are Lijster, Buiten de Grachten, Skills Exchange, and Knuffelkunst. And most of these pitches will be in English, or will be delivered in English, but not all of them, because here at Awesome Groningen, of course, we like to reach as many people as possible. But on the other hand, it's also important that people feel safe when doing their pitch. So some of these pitches will be in Dutch as well. So we hope that most of you will be able to follow all of this. The criteria for these ideas are quite simple. It has to make Groningen more awesome. It has to be executable within 3 months. It has to be sort of possible to do it, or to make a first step for 1,000 euros. It has to be new, it has to be creative, and it has to be a surprise for everyone in Groningen. And Groningen doesn't only mean the city, but also means the province, of course, because it bears the same name. And because what is good for the city is good for the province, and what is good for the province is good for the city. So that's it, basically. We'll have an evening of about 1 hour, and after 1 hour, we'll know which of these pitches wins 1,000 euros. So let's start with our first pitch. I think it's Andre from Lijster, and he'll pitch his idea. If you want to share your screen, you can. If you want me to ask you some questions, that's possible, of course, as well. So what's your choice?
You can share it, I guess.
But you have to share your screen, I think. Do you have a presentation, or do you want it to be an interview?
I prepared a presentation-ish.
Cool. Let's do that then. So I'll put the alarm on 5 minutes, and give me 1 second. Here it is. it's on 5 minutes now. So go ahead, Andre.
All right, thank you. I had this idea of Leicester, and the idea is to turn actual picture frames into showcases so that you can actually showcase art from starting artists or people who have painting as a hobby, photographers, and have an exposition throughout the city of Groningen. And every month you can add new paintings, artworks, and the idea is that everyone can submit their artwork, and every month a new artwork will take its place in the showcases throughout the city. I was hoping for around 7 to 12 showcases throughout the city, and of course all of them on a public accessible area where everyone can see it. Of course, we have the pandemic, all the museums are closed. People have lots of time to create, and I believe people walk around the city all day long at the moment. So everyone can make the art, everyone can see the art, and I think it should make Groningen even more awesome. The idea, I have a painting right here with a frame, obviously. The idea is think away the painting, put some acrylic glass in it, and create a box outside of it, make it all closed. So you can put it somewhere in Groningen, and you can actually put other artworks inside of it. And obviously it needs to be resistant to the weather. It needs to be strong enough for people that want to do naughty things to it. And I think that with the budget of €1,000 that we can actually make this. So that's basically my idea. It's quite simple. We can definitely do it in 3 months. And I do have a question about whether Gemeente Groningen actually accepts this kinds of exposition in the public area.
Yeah, that's an important question, I think. It's you still have 2 minutes left. Do you have anything to add? And otherwise, we'll give the floor to the trustees, of course.
Well, this is basically all there is. Actually, it's quite a simple idea.
Cool. Let's see. We'll be back. We're back on gallery, so everyone's visible again. Mark, Arnoud, Madeleine, what are your questions to Andre?
If you submit your work, how do you get chosen? Do you choose who gets their work to be, or like people in Groningen, can they vote on which artwork they want?
I have some friends. They are schooled in art, and they also work in the arts business, and they are always happy to discuss about art, see what's new, and I can trust them on their advice on which works to publish. And yes, I would trust them in their choices. So it's not about my opinion, but it's more people involved.
Thank you.
Arnoud, Mark?
I have a question, Andre. I think art is really important, also for people who usually don't see art in their daily lives. How is it put? Did you put that also in your plan to put the art there where people can see it who are not used to art?
How do you mean?
Well, you have like a target group of people who go to a museum. They are used to look at art, but art can also do something to people who are not used to look at art, who don't have art in their daily lives, because like in some areas of the city or the province, people aren't just raised in their families to appreciate art. So did you have did you look at that part of this plan?
Well, I do think it's important to consider the area of the showcase to decide which work of art should be at that place. You can't put any piece of art in a random place. That probably won't work because it's part of a context. And what you said is a lot of people weren't raised with art, and well, I think it's good to have people come in contact with it, but it should be more accessible on perhaps in different areas. I hope that answers your question.
Now, one short question. What locations did you have in mind?
Well, that's also the thing I ran into, because like I don't know whether the city of Groningen even accepts this.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course they can point at locations because these are suitable for such an idea, and other locations will be less suitable.
Yeah, so it's not clear yet. Arnoud, one last question.
Will it be the original pieces or thinking about copies of the original piece? And have you thought about not putting like really the objects in the space, or use the poster frames that are already in the city?
I wanted to use just new frames, actually second-hand frames, build a showcase around it, and let other people showcase their work inside of it.
Okay.
Okay, clear. Thanks, Andre, for your pitch. We'll move to the next pitch now, which is Buiten de Grachten. So you'll have 5 minutes for your pitch as well. I'm not starting the alarm yet, of course, but you're sharing your screen for this presentation as well, right?
Yeah, I am. So I'm just gonna see if it works.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I end what I'm sharing, or is it?
Yeah, I can see it. So this works great. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, I'll start the alarm, or I'll start the ticker, and you'll have 5 minutes for your pitch.
Right. Well, again, thank you guys so much for giving us the chance to do our pitch. Our project is called Buiten de Grachten, which is a podcast which we'll be doing every 2 weeks. It's a 10-part series. Buiten de Grachten means on the other side of the canal. So it's basically about, what's outside of the city, apart from everything that's already in here. I'm doing it together with Jeroen, who's also in the meeting. So this is the outline real quick. I'll tell a little bit about us, about the podcast, what we want to achieve, how we'll use the money, and why I think we should get the money. So let's get ahead. So we're both, we've been studying in Groningen for quite a while. And unfortunately, all the good things have to come to an end. So also our time in Groningen. But we're both not from around. We're both from the west of the country. And we've slowly fallen in love with the city, and we want to give something back before we leave. Like last summer, we couldn't really travel that much, and we thought about like how little we actually know about the province of Groningen, because we've been living on the same square kilometer within the canals of the city for the last 6 years, and we haven't really left, or we went to like our hometowns, but we never really seen the province, which is actually quite weird. So this distinction is basically what our project is about, like the difference between the city and the province, which we call Stad en Ommeland, which is actually quite weird if you think about it. Like I'm from South Holland, so we're not saying The Hague and the rest, or Amsterdam and the rest of the city, the rest of the province, and we actually don't really know anything about it, which is quite weird. And also like the news that you hear about the province is, more often than not, it's very negative. So we wanted to just go and have a look and see what is out there. Also, like, there's very little interaction between the people that live in the province and people that live in the city of Groningen. So that's sort of like the problem that we wanted to sort of tackle. So we thought, how can we learn more about the province, and the sort of like entertainment about they can learn you anything about like what's out there. There's two options. There's Clouk, which is a very strange sort of, I don't know, like a game show where you can answer like very peculiar questions that are very hard. And Expeditie Groningen, which is like they'll just drive around and they talk to people in the province. But like both are really fun, I suppose. But even like we both really couldn't understand what they were saying loads of times because the accents they have are so thick, and also because we don't know anything about the place, so it's very inaccessible. So that's why we wanted to make something that's more catered towards people that live in the city. This is what the podcast will look like. There will be an introduction, the place that we'll go to. Every episode will go to a place in the province, and it's going to be a different place every 10 episodes, and it's going to be introduced by like a well-known figure that's from there. Then we'll do like a little like vox pop, asking people in Groningen about what they know about the place. So it's going to be like a little fun game show, and it will help to show how little people in the city of Groningen actually know about the rest of the province. And then, we'll just go there and talk to people that can tell us more about the place. So like in Stadskanaal, we're going to have a little conversation with the mayor, and in Midwolde, we're going to talk to Maya Wildervoer, which is she's a local artist and local journalist, that kind of stuff. And we'll just, go and see what's there. So like the goal of our podcast is going to be, firstly, it has to be entertaining, because like in times like these, we can all, use a good laugh and something that's interesting and fun. But we also want to inform people about, Het Ommeland, so the rest of the province, which you usually don't go to. And we hope to sort of establish like a re-appreciation of rural Groningen, which is perhaps a little ambitious, but that's the idea. And also, like I said, we're both students, and I at least I noticed that very very few students know anything about the rest of the province. And we expect people that come to this country to learn something about the country, but never do we ask students to sort of educate themselves on where they're going to live. So how's it going? These are the people that are going to be introducing the first 3 episodes. So it's Groninger of the Year, TikTok Tammo, Henk Wijngaard has done Stadskanaal, and P. Daalemmer, also known as Peter de Haan, is doing Loppersum.
So you have to wrap it up really fast, Joost.
Yeah. I'm gonna run through it. So OogTV has decided to help us, and we are gonna use the €1,000 to buy a portable recording device, play local artists, and plan social media campaign that promotes the podcasts. I'm just going to skip that example. And why we should get the money. So our project can be enjoyed regardless of new corona measures. It addresses an important problem that hasn't been addressed very often. And our target audience is the entire city. So it's, and it's very easy to access. And it is a timeless product. So you can also enjoy it in the next 2-3 years. Thank you so much. That was my presentation. I'm sorry for running a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Joost.
Okay.
If you can unshare your presentation, I can unpin you as well, and then we can see everyone again. Madeleine, Arnoud, and Mark, shoot.
I have a question. Will it be in Dutch or in English?
It will be in Dutch.
Okay, because why is it a problem that students don't know the province?
Why is it? Well, I would say that if you go and live here, it's kind of your obligation almost to get to know like the place that you live in, and it's a problem that students don't know it because it's it's a very big chunk of the city that sort of like leaves after a couple of years. So it's like we are guilty of that ourselves, is that we just went here, we have been like partying and studying for a couple of years, and then we leave without paying any attention to where we are actually and what the people around us are like. So it's like this really tight bubble that I think we could all benefit from, mixing up a little bit more with the rest of the province. And it's not only students, it's also, Stadters or, the other people that live in the city that don't really mix very well or very often with the rest of the province.
Okay, is that a fact? Because I'm from the province here. I worked at RTV Noord for years. And you show two things from their television channel, but a podcast is audio, and Radio Noord has the show Noordmannen, and it really is a bit like your proposal. They go into the province with the local artist. They look for very peculiar citizens from every little village.
Yeah.
So do you know that?
No, I've never seen it, no, but
you can't see it. It's radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you just broke up, so I couldn't really hear it.
Okay.
But no, I completely missed that, to be honest. But no, I've never heard of it. But that's sort of like the problem I encountered when I wanted to, watch or view or see something, that it's all like very in crowd and very hard to sort of like understand what they're even talking about. Sometimes the accents got so thick that I just really couldn't hear what they were actually saying. So like I'm not saying this might be like an 100% new idea, and it's sort of like a surprise to me that something similar already existed. I think like the value that we can add is that we sort of like cater to this massive chunk in the city that's sort of very detached normally from the rest.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. We have one question left, so Madeleine or Arnoud, you have to choose.
Do you have something like a call to action? Let's go into the province, or is it just about listening and get the information about the province? And how do you think you will get to the younger people? How do you will connect with them? Only by OogTV or also due to other things?
Yeah, so that's the idea, right? I just want to make clear that we're already gonna make the podcast. So I just want to be completely honest. If we don't get the 1,000 euros, the project's not gonna not happen. It's just that it can help us, reach more people, be more professional, and also allow for like showing or like putting in like local artists from the province, so like music. And I'm sorry, I kind of forgot your question.
Is there kind of a call to action? Just go into the province,
Yeah.
or what's the whole thing about it? Is just getting the information, or?
Right. So like we've been studying for 6, 7, 8 years here, and we've never really been there more than once or twice. So the idea is that like when, the corona measures are going to sort of be winded down, and when the world slowly starts to open, instead of, everyone just go and take a holiday to the south of Europe or even farther, maybe perhaps what we can all sort of do is have a look a little closer to home. So that's sort of like the idea that we want to push. Obviously, we're not gonna, get everyone interested, but I think for like, especially from someone that's from a group that never really was interested or knew anything about, the region, it's a sort of a good place to start. And we have made a podcast for we're both like part of a student society, I think is the word, or like fraternity, whatever you like to call it. And we made like a podcast during the lockdown, the first one, and we already like reached a 600 people, like 600 individuals, and those were downloads. So that's also like a student home that's listening together. So like we're already sort of reaching that audience. And I think sort of because we kind of sort of like speak the lingo a little bit more, we're more easily reaching them than, let's say, Klauk.
Cool. Okay, thank you for your explanation. We'll have to wrap this one up. So thank you, Joost, and thank you, Jeroen, for listening in as well.
Thank you so much.
We'll skip to the next presentation, which is a presentation about skills exchange, and we're really happy that you're here, Sumai. You also submitted your plan, and we're curious what you have to say about it. You sent me an email that you have some images to share, right? Or are we just going to have a short conversation about it?
I will have a presentation, so I want to share my screen. Is
Great.
that possible?
Yeah, let's try.
So I can share my screen now.
Yeah, I think so. You push the green button. Center.
Okay, yeah, got it. Can you share? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I'm going to wait. Start in a second. Okay, so here is my idea. Like the idea is called like hashtag surprise day in Groningen. So like the main idea of this kind of activity here now is a special day for human connection, and it's a beautiful surprise that will happen in Groningen. So like since of the pandemic, like I think we are in the situation right now, like the four factors that we have encountered, I think we all have encountered before, like the depression and the like because of the lockdown we can't go out, so like we just stuck with the digital devices, and like we don't have any social life, and like Netflix not here anymore. So um kind of this kind of situation now like make people's life more harder than before, and like yeah, especially for those teenagers or those young peoples, like they're in the period of like want to social with peers and want to like interact with their peers and them and formulate their value of toward the world. So like it's kind of hard for them for their growth, like so and like there is kind of study that I have done, like it's about like social culture theory that Rogoff promoted before. So like basically it means that like COVID may make many interaction between the teenagers regularly have like countertelt. So like the difficulty here is that like there is a lot of news is about like how teenagers that are being feel depressed, and like just like the Stanford reported that like the scholars that they have like don't have a lot of research and concluded that teenagers are feel higher risk of developing anxiety and depression. So that's kind of a little survey that have been done, and like so a shared sense of identity or purpose that need to be encouraged according to this nature human behavior paper, that to to help people to get more support from each other. So here comes to my idea, like what is Surprise Day in Groningen? As you mentioned, it's kind of a sharing scale or sharing, like giving away stuff activity that will launched firstly online, and like who are our target attendance is like all students in Groningen, and where are we going to hold this activity. So there are actually a 3 stage of this kind of activities, so I will explain it later in detail. And so when will the activity start? Actually, ideally, I feel like it's the best situation that we can set this kind of special day for this activity.
You have a bit more than 1 minute left, by the way.
Oh,
It's
okay.
really fast.
I will speed up. So yeah, here is the motivation of my, intention of launch this kind of activity. And so how now, like I will explain it. So like firstly, we'll like take advantage of the big window. Like we post in different color of this post, which like is kind of um a creation that of all like teenagers that they will want to show. And like so and like the second thing is that we will use the hashtag like this kind of image shown that like surprising Groningen. So like I just post things like I want to like learn how to bake with the picture with it, and like so then I will kind of find the matches of people who know how to want to learn bake. So and we will get connected through the Twitter, and like yes. So but for people who want to learn how to bake, they need to like prepare a surprise gift for the match, which is yeah, for people who can teach them how to bake. So the most important thing here is the surprise gift. Like
The
so
time is almost up, by the way, Sumai. So
yeah.
you have to wrap up your pitch.
Yeah, my page, yes. So like yeah, through all this kind of Twitter hashtag launch, we can spread this activity and causing a viral features online in within Groningen. And like all the um skill exchanging can help people not only to just learn all the skills, but also to learn how to organize things, how to communicate with others, and how to share their um, um, same interests and know the most important thing in their life, which is like connection is the most important thing, because we just um, kind of lost the empathy during the pandemic, because like the lack of the disconnected can like always like just sorry, I'm kind of nervous right now. Yeah, so like yeah.
It's okay.
Can I have the last words here?
Yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course.
So yeah, it's not only can help to bring the city to life within the colorful post in or the activity within the Groningen, but also people who live in the city will have a strong connection to the city, because people will remember all those meaningful days, meaningful things they do in dark days. Like they will have even more deep connection between people, between friends, because of this kind of harsh situation. And like for those young people, like when they're looking back to the old days, like they'll remember the delightful moments. And as the official website of Groningen once said, like Groningen is a true student city. That's what I hear from China about the most famous of Groningen is about the student city, this brand. So why not just make this city more lively, like by activate all those students, like to connect them, like like build a sense of community within students. And like so
Sumai,
yeah.
we have to wrap this pitch up because otherwise it's really too long.
Yep,
I
yep,
think it
yep.
would be great for the trustees if you could explain what you would use the money for.
Well, yes, like the most the money that I would use firstly is to actually this activity needs some I think needs some advertisement. Like so I think I will like first thing is to like let work with the media, like I mean the media of all those like official account from all those university, and sometimes and all the and I need a celebrity to first start this activity, because like people just pay attention to what celebrity do. So like the first thing I would do is to put the money into advertisement. And the second thing is who wants to like attend this activity, like the post in the thing that they put on, so like they need money to buy it, so like I would distribute the money within people who need that thing. Yeah, so yeah, that's
For
basically
people who need the money to maybe buy some ingredients or buy something to do something together.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, thank you for
Thank you
explaining
so
that.
much. And thank you for sharing your feelings and sharing your presentation. If you can unshare your screen, then we can everyone can. So let's remove the pin. Mark, Arnoud, Madeleine, what are the questions that you have for Sumai?
Are you only going to advertise it on Twitter or also on platforms which like teenagers use more, like TikTok or Instagram? Or...
Yeah. I would definitely put them on the the social media like teenagers use the most. Yeah, and Instagram as well. Yeah.
Is it just a hashtag or is there more? I don't got that from the presentation.
Sorry. So yeah, like basically we'll first launch a hashtag, which is about like the, because like once people search in Twitter, people will find out people will find out who wants to give away some stuff, or who wants to share the skills. So like they will search it on Twitter and they will find like people who use that hashtag, that which might be their match. So yeah, that's my initial idea.
Okay.
Mark, maybe a last question.
Yes, it wasn't really clear how you would spend the €1,000.
Yeah, because that's actually I haven't think really thoughtfully. But like I think they'll kind of a lot of advertisements need a lot of money, and but like for people who need those gradients, like they will like I will like make them make a like I will collect them what they need, and like put money in the things that they need. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Is that clear enough for you, Mark? So in advertisements and also in ingredients for workshops or people who don't have the money to maybe pay for something that they want to do together. Okay, very clear. Thank you so much, Sumai, for your pitch. I think it's a very important theme. So thank you for sharing also your feelings about it. So I think it's great to have something on an evening like this. Last but not least, I'll switch to Dutch. So Sumai, I'm sorry for that. Maar Jarek, jij gaf aan, ik wil toch wel het liefst in het Nederlands pitchen. En dat kan natuurlijk. Ik ben ook heel erg benieuwd wat jouw idee is. Je mag jezelf unmute. Ik weet niet of je een presentatie hebt of dat je gewoon je verhaal wilt vertellen.
Ja.
Top. Dan pin ik je en dan zeg ik, ik geef je maximaal 5 minuten. En dan gaan we zien wat je verhaal is. Go.
Ja, dank je. Nou ja, zoals ik al vertelde, was ik al van plan om knuffelkunst te maken. Het liefst een knuffelkunstlijn. Even bij het begin beginnen. Ik zie de urgentie, want ik zie al heel lang een aanrakingsarmoede eigenlijk in het Westen. En in Groningen nog het meest, want Groningers zijn lieve mensen. Als je eenmaal bevriend met ze bent, dan heb je een vriend voor het leven. Maar ze kijken graag de kat uit de boom. En aanraken is niet hun tweede natuur. Terwijl we hebben allemaal aanraking nodig. En het is ook wetenschappelijk aangetoond, als je elkaar knuffelt, maak je oxytocine aan. Dat is goed voor je gezondheid, beter voor je immuunsysteem. En juist nu kunnen we dat heel goed gebruiken. Dus juist nu zou ik graag die knuffelkunst willen maken. En waar dat uit bestaat zijn, zeg maar, mensgrote poppen. Gemaakt van een materiaal wat zacht is, warm aanvoelt, meeveert. Dus ik zit te denken aan bijvoorbeeld traagschuim, zoiets. Nou ja, in elk geval 1 pop. Ik heb even een voorbeeldje gemaakt. Ik had ook een foto gemaakt van een kleibeeldje, maar ik weet niet hoe ik dat moet laten zien. Ik weet niet, kan je het zo zien?
Ja, ik kan het zien. Ja.
Zeg maar een grote pop.
Je kan hem iets naar boven houden, dan kun je het iets beter zien. Ja.
Oh, zo. Bijvoorbeeld een oma-figuur in kleermakers zit met haar handen in elkaar en daar kan je dan gewoon lekker bij op schoot kruipen. Hè, want je hebt ook wel iets van een lichaamskussen of bodypillow heet dat, of zwangerschapskussen XXL. Hè, dat is voor jezelf om vast te houden, maar om vastgehouden te worden, dat is heerlijk om dan bij iemand op schoot te kruipen of lepeltje mee te liggen. Nou, ik zie dat voor me op openbare plaatsen, die toegankelijk zijn voor iedereen. Dus zowel jong als oud, rijk als arm. Het is niet een bepaalde doelgroep, wel op een openbare plaats. Ik zie ineens een feesttoetje in beeld. Ja.
Nou, het is alleen bij jou, denk ik. Soms gaat mijn camera opeens uit. Maar ga verder,
ja, dat is bij jou zelf. Ja, oké. Ja, graag in een openbare plaats, bijvoorbeeld het Forum of een museum of stationshal, waar veel mensen komen. En in coronatijd is het natuurlijk belangrijk dat dat goed ontsmet wordt. Daar had ik al een beetje naar rondgekeken. Je hebt UV-licht, UVC-licht. Dat is desinfecterend, maar dan heb je weer heel veel ozon komt daarbij vrij. Dus dat is niet handig. Zegzal heeft een natuurlijk desinfectiemiddel. Moet ik nog even verder onderzoeken hoe dat precies zit. Maar als het natuurlijk is en zegzal, dan heb je wel de voorkeur voor, want het is ook lokaal. Dat wordt in Veendam gewonnen, geloof ik. Maar goed, dat kan ik nog uitzoeken.
En Jarik, we hebben nog 1 minuut 20. Ik denk dat wat nog wel belangrijk is om te horen, want het concept is duidelijk. Je hebt nagedacht over ontsmetten. Waar zou je die €1000 voor willen gebruiken?
Ja, ik weet niet precies wat zo'n pop gaat kosten, maar als ik er meerdere van kan maken, dan kunnen ze ook op meerdere plekken staan en hebben meer mensen daar toegang toe. Budget kan ik nog niet goed inschatten. Is dat een probleem?
Nee, zeker niet. Maar je zou dus die €1000 eigenlijk weer in willen zetten om gewoon een aantal van die eerste poppen te willen maken, toch?
Ja. Interactieve knuffelkunst.
Ja. Top.
Oh ja, en met een kamerscherm eromheen, zodat mensen ook echt rustig even de tijd kunnen nemen. Wat privacy hebben.
Precies. Om echt even de tijd te hebben om te knuffelen. Mooi idee. Ik denk dat er ook nog wel een aantal vragen van Mark, van Arnoud en misschien van Madeleine zijn. Stel ze vooral.
Ja, ik heb een vraag. Ik vind het een heel mooi idee hoor. Maar ja, vooral het aanraken van mensen onderling. Dat is wat mensen echt missen. Hè. Er was gisteravond ook een documentaire op NPO 2 dat zelfs kattenaaien niet een goede vervanger is van menselijk fysiek contact.
Ja.
Dus in hoeverre denk je dat niet alleen het concept, dat mensen het zien wat ook iets teweeg brengt, daar geloof ik wel in, maar dat ook dat aanraken van die pop toch iets teweeg brengt?
Hoe ik denk dat dat iets teweeg brengt?
Ja, nou kijk, een mens aanraken, dat brengt iets teweeg. Dat heb je zelf gezegd. Dat roept ook hormonen op en zo. Maar een pop aanraken is niet hetzelfde.
Is niet hetzelfde, maar als je daarmee het gevoel kan nabootsen dat je wordt aangeraakt of wordt vastgehouden, dan komt er evengoed wel oxytocine vrij.
Oké, dank je.
Kijk, het is bedoeld zowel om een beetje een gat op te vullen, omdat ja, het neemt hopelijk een beetje het gevoel van eenzaamheid weg. Het geeft een stukje ontspanning, maar het is ook het zien. Ja, het is eigenlijk een reminder van, oh ja, wij waren bedoeld om te knuffelen als mens. Laten we dat maar wat meer gaan doen en ook wat meer met elkaar. En sommige mensen hebben daar ook best wel een drempel voor. Nou ja, dan kan je het eerst even oefenen bij zo'n pop. En dan denk je, oh ja, ik wil dit eigenlijk liever met een echt mens. Dus dan, dat stimuleert ook misschien hopelijk om wat sneller iemand anders te knuffelen.
Ja.
Om een vriend niet een box te geven, maar even een arm eromheen.
Heb je gedacht, een hele praktische vraag hoor, of hoe je het een beetje hufteproof kan maken? Dat het dus, nou ja, als je dat in een publieke ruimte, dan heb je helaas te maken met mensen die dingen stuk willen maken. Of heb je daaraan gedacht hoe je dat zo lang mogelijk kan conserveren en ervoor zorgen dat er veel mensen van kunnen genieten?
Ja, daarom ook niet in de buitenruimte, in de open lucht, maar liever in een openbare hal. En het liefst een beetje in het zicht van een balie, zodat er altijd iemand is die er wel zicht op houdt.
Precies. Forum
En,
bijvoorbeeld.
Ja, het forum, ja, daar in de hal. Daar is er zicht op en 's nachts gaat het dicht, dus dan blijft het veilig. En dan heb je ook geen last van regen en honden, katten die er tegenaan piezen.
Goed vooruitgedacht, goed vooruitgedacht.
Dankjewel.
Madeleine, heb jij nog een laatste vraag voor Jarek? Want anders gaan we richting de afronding.
Voor mij is het vrij duidelijk. Geen vragen.
Top, dankjewel. Dan gaan we nu even 10 minuutjes pauze tot 7:50. Ik deel even mijn scherm. Dat we een break hebben. Je mag gewoon je camera nu even uitzetten. Dan zien mensen in principe alleen maar het pauzescherm zoals nu. En dan zijn we om 10:00 met z'n allen terug. En dan hebben Mark, Arnoud en Madeleine voor jullie het verlossende woord. Wij gaan even in de appgroep een beetje appen over wie er heeft gewonnen. Maar thanks for your pitches. Thank you, Sumai. We'll be back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes past 8. Arnoud, Mark and Madeleine will tell you who is the winner of tonight. So you can just switch off your camera and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay, and we're back. Let's remove the pin and put everyone on spotlight. We're really happy with all 4 pitches of tonight, and we think it's already a promise for Groningen, and it's nice that you all contribute to Groningen in your own way. So thank you for that, and thank you for sharing your ideas. We're so happy with that. First, we're going to share a few positive points about every pitch, and after that, I think Mark will tell you who is the winner. So, Mark, in the WhatsApp group, you've been told.
I've been appointed.
You've been appointed. You've been appointed as the judge of tonight. So take it away.
Okay, thank you. As Wilbert said, we really appreciate every idea because ideas, we think, make the world better no matter what. So thank you really from our hearts for that, and for also the effort you put in your presentations. A few words about Leicester. We think it's a really good idea to share art in the public space. It's really an open idea, and it's an original idea. It's an idea we see being executed really easily. So thank you for that idea. Buiten de Grachten, really nice to see students think about how to promote and encourage people to visit and love our province. We agree that students are really focused on the city, whilst there's a whole world in Groningen outside the city. So thank you for that. And also the idea of, you didn't know it, but there's an existing program, but you really thought it out yourself with a local artist and finding some more famous citizens in those villages is really original. So thank you for that. The idea of the app, getting people together with shared interests or shared passions, we think is a really original idea. We also believe that it doesn't take a lot of means to get this idea going. We think also with a hashtag and some promotion, you already can start this, because we think there's a lot of, we think people need this. So that's a really good idea too. Thank you for that. And the knuffelpop, I'll do it in English, although you prefer to do it in Dutch, but we love the idea of a physical thing, so something you can touch in the public space that also reflects how people feel, not only during this Corona lockdown, but generally in all sociological research you see. People are less connected because we all went to cities, and we live more on ourselves. So we believe that has a lot of layers that could help making, giving back a bit of love into the public space and between people. Having this said, it's a pleasure to announce we have a winner, and that winner is the Knuffelpop. So good luck with executing with €1,000 your idea, and of course we're really curious how also is the process of designing and production. So please share that with us, because we would like to be involved also in your process. And me personally, I would like to do also a bit of a promotion to the media if you would like that. So you can also use our network, of course, if you please. And once again, thank you all for your ideas and your participation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. For everyone, we'll make a short email. This will be sent out on Wednesday with some tips for every single one of you, to help you to sort of make this into a real thing. I guess, Jarek, for you, it's the easiest way to do it, of course, because you won €1,000. But for the rest, we would like to help you out as well, as much as possible. So we'll send you an email with some extra tips. Jarek, some famous last words. You can also share it in Dutch, of course.
Nou, laten we allemaal alvast gaan knuffelen.
I think these are great words to end this evening with. So